As far as Joel Schumacher films go, this one's heart-stopping. Welcome back to Watching the Wall, where I watch DVDs that I own and have not seen. And today, we got kind of a weird one. Man, where do I even start with this? What happens when you add a little Kevin Bacon, mix in some Eat, Pray, Love, and just decide to put it all in David Power's lap? Then mix in a little bit of Joel Schumacher, who had just finished making The Lost Boys and was about to make Falling Down. Cool era. You get a little beast known as Flatliners. Produced by Michael Douglas, the Cuckoo Nest guy. This also stars a Baldwin, not the Alec, the Billy, and Oliver Platt, who I'll always know as... I still can't believe they made DDP a heel for that movie. It gave WWE too many bad ideas. Combine all these elements together with a really intense script, and this has all the makings for a classic. So what's it about? Let's read the back. Are you afraid to die? Kiefer Sutherland isn't. He's an ambitious, charismatic medical student who persuades classmates Julia Roberts and Kevin Bacon to take part in a reckless experiment. To see if there is life after death, they will... How do I do this? How do I talk about this movie? The word's there, I'm gonna read it. To see if there's life after death, they will kill themselves, temporarily shut down, flatline their heart and brain functions to briefly experience clinical death. Yeah, another trigger warning, we're gonna be talking about death quite a bit. Not necessarily ideation of certain practices that were described in the back of the DVD, but there's still going to be involvement of what happens after, because that's what they're chasing. So, how do we start this film? Well, he stood there a long time.
Today's a good day to die.
Leading with your thesis, I see. That's Nelson, and he's kind of dark. He's a medical student with a bunch of his peers, and they're all doing really well.
And then into this tunnel, toward this light. And it was the most beautiful light I ever saw. And I heard this voice. And it was the most beautiful voice I ever heard.
See, Rachel got to meet Beth Grant, and this is before she did Speed, so, She's got to suspect something. You're doing this all without a blanket on? And that lens is so obvious. How is no one noticing you got a camera wedged up in the awkward spot in your rafters? Back in the day when having a camera was a character trait. Now we all have them, and we can't put them down. Can we? You doing okay there, camera? Yeah, that's what I thought. And Oliver Platt is the sensible one who refuses to partake in this.
You'll be sure to bring all that talent with you tonight, okay? Nelson, about tonight. It's because I like you as much as I do that I have to decline on moral grounds. Look, isn't there enough atrocity in the world without your own little horror?
What atrocity are you talking about? He's just literally the goth kid trying to get you to do experiments with him in an abandoned church. So where does Kevin Bacon fit into all this?
Yeah, well, that's too late. Get around it.
Today on ER.
You can't. Just do it.
I'm gonna get us part of the what are you doing there?
Get out of here. Nina!
Get the news on the job and you're gonna get me candy one day.
Kevin Bacon, the Wonderkind, able to do surgery without a single scrub in. The problem with this young Dr. House is he's not a doctor. He's a med student. And yeah, he saved her life, but...
It won't happen again.
Yes, it will. Because you confuse saving her life with doing the right thing.
It's weird how those two things are different, but she's not wrong. So now that David's been kicked out of the medical program for the next 4 months, he's got nothing but time on his hands. What better way to spend it than going to church?
Is he dead? He's only sleeping.
What is happening in this church? Well, you see, these medical students figured out some surplus supplies and they took them to this abandoned place where the wiring's really shoddy and it's under renovation, and now they're gonna perform a very stupid procedure on each other.
I'm gonna draw 20 cc's. You handle the injections. When the EEG flatlines, the brain is dead. I'll be exploring. Give me 30 seconds. Set the blanket onto warm. Take me up to 93 degrees. Slowly. Inject 1 cc of adrenaline. And at 1 minute, Joe, you come in with the defibs. And you bring me back to life.
Now, for those not in the know, the rule of thumb is 3 minutes, 3 days, 3 weeks. 3 weeks without food, 3 days without water, 3 minutes without oxygen. That is due almost entirely to brain death. So, at least this first hurdle of 1:30, it's a clearable one. The act of trying to warm the body back up and then getting the defibrillator to actually take in the sinus rhythm of the heart, yeah, you're gonna want some buffer time for that. So, if you're gonna do this, which you shouldn't, no one should do this! Why am I even talking about this? Oh my god, there's no way this video's seen the light of day. Now, why is Nelson so insistent that this needs to happen?
But simply to see if there's anything out there beyond death. Philosophy failed. Religion failed. Now it's up to physical science.
And this is supposed to be set in the contemporary 1990s, right? This has been done a lot at this point in history. Regardless, he goes through with it and finds on the other side some cool crane footage, maybe some helicopter footage, I don't know. The behind the scenes were non-existent on the DVD, but it did have this inside. You guys remember this? They were called booklets. Oh yeah. Not only does it explain what each of the chapters is as far as titles go, but there's a brief little synopsis of what the behind the scenes were. So kudos to you. You didn't put it on the disc, but you did put it in the DVD box. Nelson is brought back and feels like, yeah, this is weird, but I'm glad I did it. And then his friends start doing this.
We brought him back from the dead. What we did was get lucky.
I would like to go next.
Me too. Seriously. I mean, why should I know this for ourselves?
In hindsight, her delivery of that is just insane. I would like to go next. What are you, just politely raising your hand and standing in line in the ride? Why are we talking about taking turns?
Can't turn back now. I'm going further. 150.
2 minutes.
And longer. We're going into 2-minute territory immediately? You're flying too close to the sun. This is not smart. What would really possess them to start down this path? I mean, they've already had one person go to the other side and come back, man. You know, that should be enough for them to start getting the talk show bookings. But Nelson isn't talking about the talk show bookings. Instead, he's seeing this.
What are you doing here, kid? You alright? Hey, you okay? What are you doing here? You lost?
Oh, and the low blow puts him down for the count. And he doesn't tell his friends. No, he's not telling them anything about the side effects of going there and coming back. Why would he do that? Why would he give them informed consent about what's going to happen with the procedure that he's gone through? I'm starting to sense a pattern of what they're gonna see. You know, Oliver Platt isn't even wanting to do this. He's the smartest character in the movie, aside from his involvement with this extremely illegal procedure. But the way in which it's shot, and the way in which a lot of this movie is done, is so visually engaging. I love some of the sequences, and the way that the film seems to just draw you into these moments and make you live them with the character. It's all very experiential, and that's actually true to what the near-death experiences I have are like. Sure, some of them were just, oh, the scenario missed, or I was too young to remember, but I literally had an out-of-body experience once when I was ran over by a trailer. And then when I passed out because I nearly choked to death on Dr. Pepper at 19, yeah, I was just in a sea of green floating and everything was happy, and I'm like, huh, well, that's weird. And then suddenly there was this cold splash on my cheek. And I'm like, what is that? That was rug burn, because I passed out and fell to the ground so hard, glasses scraped the bridge of my nose. Man, I thought that would never heal. So this movie should be my bag. I mean, it's talking about stuff that I've personally experienced, right? I just can't help but think, why would you do this to yourself? Why are we causing this to happen? This just feels like you're inviting trouble.
Anything under 4 minutes right now would be redundant.
No one is going for 4 minutes.
Wait a minute, nobody is going.
425.
5 minutes.
I'm next or I'm out for good.
Why is there a bidding war that goes over 3 minutes? Why? Why would they knowingly risk brain damage? Aren't they medical students? I don't care if that chapter wasn't assigned, guys. If you're gonna be inducing this, you better read about when brain damage occurs from lack of oxygen. It's important to what you're doing. At first I thought these seemed to be some really with it people, but no, they're all missing huge swaths of information that are critical to what they're doing. Why? Why are they continuing down this road and going further and further down it? Do you think, oh, well, the longer we're there, the more information we're gonna get? Why has Nelson not told anybody about the side effects yet?
You should have told us, Nelson.
You wouldn't have done it.
At least we would have had a choice!
And I'll say the scenes where they are doing the procedure, it's intense. And that's one way to describe this movie, is intensity personified. If you leave the door open on the darkroom, you can't complain about people walking in. You're in it with them. You're experiencing the weirdness that is figuring out what life means in your early 20s while you're also trying to figure out what you're doing with the rest of your life. It's a movie that's probably better for someone else. I'm past that point in my life, and I just look at these and say, stupid kids! What are you trying to prove to yourselves? This is all just guilt from your past, isn't it? Every one of these is just going to be the thing you feel guiltiest about. Guys, you didn't need to almost die. You just needed therapy. This is where I started to go, okay, we know what's happening here. We're not going to be doing this anymore, right? Everyone's going to start working through their trauma. And one of the characters does.
You were a little shy and I was a real jerk and I'm sorry. I mean, I wanted to say I'm sorry.
Oh my God, is David actually a decent human being? Wow, okay. You know what? Points. I'm giving points to this script. I like the fact that one of them is making sense and using their brain. It turns out once he does that, he's cleared his conscience because he's trying to make amends for the thing that he did that made him feel the worst and most guilty. Dealing with those inner issues that drive who you are and what you're doing, that is so cleansing. As someone who went through 2 epiphanies, one of which cracked open the door and the other one flew it wide open, yeah, you can have a life-changing experience from just realizing what truly happened in your past and how it affected everybody involved. Good message, but you didn't have to use these methods to get there. And Nelson, he's not having a great time. I see the Mahoney lineage now. Balls Mahoney was just carrying on the hardcore traditions of his brother. Nelson's not trying to get better here. Nelson's trying to stop feeling guilty. This is not the ending that I want to talk about. In fact, I'm not going to. If you really are curious as to how it ends, go watch it. I guess. Maybe. I'm getting to the rankings soon. I don't know. The fact that I'm getting so emotional about it means the movie did what it was supposed to do. It makes you feel for these characters, even if you don't really identify with all of them. You get that there are these lost kids who think that they know more than they do, and they're toying with stuff they really shouldn't. In fairness, it's not chasing some kind of unknown high. It's actually trying to find answers to the ultimate question about death, the universe, and everything, but I don't know. It just feels like this was still kind of half-baked when they went in to do the final filming. And if you're wondering where the director's mind was at, well, I can tell you. Flatliners is a story about atonement and forgiveness involving these students who, in a sense, violate the gods and pay the price. I think we would all like to know what's in store for us after we die. There have been thousands of reports from all over the world from those who have encountered near death, and most of them have reported pleasant experiences. Our movie, however, is saying that you're not to tamper with death. If there's anything we're supposed to learn about it, it will be revealed when we die. You know what? I kind of like that setup. We're gonna say you shouldn't tamper with stuff that you don't know. It's a cautionary tale. It's not gonna give you any new information. Stop messing with stuff that's gonna kill you. Literally. My final rating for Flatliners. Buy it, stream it, lend it, or toss it. I'd lend it. Come on, I don't know. It's something that I'm glad that I experienced, and I'm gonna keep some of those visuals in mind, for other things that I want to do myself, because the intensity is there. This is a film that's gonna keep your attention, but man, the moral of the story is basically don't do the movie. Why did you make it? Thanks once again for watching The Wall with me. I love the fact that I'm getting people consistently coming here and taking in what I'm doing. So sincerely, thank you to everybody who engages with what I like to do. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, you can either email me at theothersocio@gmail.com or put it in the comments below. I read all the comments. I tend to like them, and I love the fact that I get feedback from you guys. So yeah, do it all you want. So until next time, if you've ever been curious about life after death, I discourage primary research. Read some philosophy. Do some research. Please, for the love of God, don't go down this path. Bye for now. Combine all of these together with... Come on, Hawkeye, it's okay. You can come on down. Yep, that's why I waited until you came in, because you love touching that tripod, don't you?